Alright, so I'm in mid-20s right now, and I can't remember last time I truly enjoyed gaming as I used to when I was a kid. It's not the same anymore, not only because I'm older, but also the gaming industry itself just become so different where it feels like we are paying $60 plus or more for what essentially was the same game last year, just slightly different. And this goes even further where if you're rich, you can early access for over $100, and if that's not bullshit marketing, I don't know what it is. And so what I think is that the gaming industry changed so much in the last couple of years where games like Battlefield or Call of Duty, which by the way were insane in around like beginning of 2010s when we were just kids, right? And now when each new sequel of these franchises, like let's say Call of Duty Vanguard, basically was a weak copy paste of their predecessor, which could be interpreted as serving same snack but repackaged with different bag, which probably is why latest Call of Duty in last year also failed so much and Battlefield 6 made it so high in demand. I mean, I didn't play it yet, my PC can't handle it, but I know most of the people like the new Battlefield, although it has its own problems. But the story of today is not about a game so specifically, it's about my observation of me and my boys around who grew on this stuff. Like, we are, I think, truly first generation where we as a young kids got truly immersed into alternative reality of gaming world. Like, if you're around 20s or 30s right now, I mean, you can't forget the first feeling you sit next to PC in a, let's say, PC gaming center and play the first CS 16 round in like AIM or DAS2 map, right? I remember these after school hours, like I was probably first or second grade, and it was around 2007 or 2008, where me and my homie saved our lunch money so we could go to PC Center after school and play CS. I mean, back at the time, having good PC was still a rarity, especially in the Eastern Europe, right? So most of the kids around my age and older went to PC gaming centers, and they weren't big ones either. Like, maybe there were 10 PCs at max, right? And so we as the first graders went there pretty often together with some older boys. And so I remember how they tried to fool us by simply using cheap tricks on us, which by the way is so funny looking at it now, because basically the way they tried to mess with us was, in PC centers there's like a communication around some older boys who usually advised to take a part in 2v2 or 5v5 matches locally via LAN connection. And so most of the time, of course, we who were first graders, we took part because we thought it's so cool to play against the older guys, right? But of course we lost all the fucking time because we just couldn't aim. And over time the older boys took advantage of us in a way where they had running out of time next to PC. And so what they did was propose the bet on us, where if we play like 2v2 match against them and win, they buy us something in shop, like some snacks, right? But if we lose, they take over our seats next to PC and we must leave. So the thing is, we took these offers even though we knew we were gonna lose. It still was fun, at least to try. And of course, most of the time we lost, but we were just kids, right? And so, I mean, getting around the group of the same age or older boys who were all introduced to PC gaming, it was pretty easy to get stuck in it later on. Like, at the time, there wasn't talks of gaming addiction or you dummy, serious man, don't play games, right? It was just people were having fun, right? It still was something new. And so over time, as we grew older, new franchises came in, and I believe we as a early 2000 years kids grew up on, I would say, golden era of gaming industry. Like every single year there were just better and crazier projects like Minecraft, where we could build small clans with classmates and craft things, later stack them up and then raid others with diamond swords. There was this project of mass building destruction where a guy with sledgehammer could ruin whole buildings. I think it was called Red Faction Guerrilla. Of course, Skyrim was a huge thing, but nobody could play because the system requirements were insane. And then maybe you knew about DayZ project for Arma 2, where it was just a casual mode made by players. That thing also was so cool because at the time there was this all-over trend of zombie apocalypse, not only in gaming but Hollywood as well. And then of course GTA series, and of course if you're a sports fan like I was, specifically basketball, you couldn't go past NBA 2K series. And so there was just every game that was 10 times better than the previous one. And if one got boring for you, you could always switch to a different game, which was as cool as others, but just different game mechanics. And so where the most crazy shit started to happen was when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out. Holy shit, man. I can't get over this. Like, how much that game shocked us with insane story and graphics. Like the mission where you and Captain Price were climbing on Icy Mountain to a Russian secret military base and then run away with snowmobiles. Dude, it was the coolest thing for a 12-year-old and younger. Like, that shit was crazy. And so then there was even bigger thing, which was Battlefield 3. Bro, like, that shit completely blew my mind. I could not get over it because it was something out of my mind. Like the realism and massiveness and craziness around this masterpiece when it came out in 2011. It just couldn't let my stupid brain not think about it. And the problem was I could only play it on YouTube. Like, at the time I was still 11 and neither me or my homies had any strong PC to even launch Battlefield 3. And so I could only dream about it, like playing it. And I think the first try was like maybe 2014, like 3 years after release. And I still wanted it so bad. I think at the time there was already Battlefield 4, but I still dreamed about Battlefield 3 because the impression, it was just so strong. Like, it was just something completely new to us. I mean, to everyone. Like, we didn't even have anything like that before, where 64 players can go into as realistic military playground as it might get at the same time and smash shit out of each other, right? And holy, that was pre-narrative to a massive addiction, I would say, where we as a young kids with our small brains who were introduced to this whole new alternative reality, which was world of gaming, who didn't know how addictive it was at the time. Well, now when in the early mid-20s, we finally are starting recognizing that it might suck all our free time in it. And not only that, but also we just simply got older, where it kind of comes with some feeling of guilt, where if you play more than an hour, you just start asking yourself, like, what the hell am I doing, right? Like, why I'm wasting my time instead of learning or building something? And so I probably would say around 2014 was a year when, like, I got my hands on Battlefield 3, and dude, that's where it sucked me in bad. Like, I think that year I was completely in for like a couple months without really spending time outside anymore, but just grinding Battlefield 3. And of course, I didn't even recognize it. I mean, talking about spending time outside, it is as well a topic for a different video, because you don't see kids as much spending time outside anymore. But yeah, I believe my generation kids were probably the last ones who truly enjoyed a childhood without phones and spending quality time together outside, playing games and communicate. But anyways, back to the topic. And so 2014 was really big one when I didn't feel a limit, right, on how many hours I would spend next to screen. And the first one who recognized it was parents, of course. Like, they got worried because they as well didn't know how addictive it can be to a young kid, right? So I think it was pretty full summer holidays of gaming, and the only thing that helped me at the moment was my school season began again. And because I didn't have that much time to play anymore, it kind of cooled me off a bit, but I still played so much that my grades were going down bad. Like, I wasn't the smartest kid, right? But I would get better grades if I wouldn't play so much. However, later on, of course, we were getting into teenage years and parties started happening as well. But gaming was still there, and that kind of affected much of my daily decisions, right? And so moving forward to 2016, it was a year, I think, when main thing that helped me get rid of this addiction to almost non-existent was truly getting into athletics. So at the time, I was already going to swimming section for like 4 years, and I wasn't the best again, but I had some potential, right? And I genuinely liked sports all my life. And so there was one family's friend who visited us in that year. She came over from US, and so there was a discussion about how I could get into a good college for almost free in US if I would have good athletics and academics. And so it was just a simple discussion next to table, but man, I still remember it. I took it so serious that day, like something clicked in me, because I could only dream about US from that point, and it seemed like a true goal to achieve. It's also a completely different topic for another video, but moving forward, I jumped in full head into this opportunity, and yeah, sport kind of saved me from gaming addiction, because now I had almost no free time at all, and all I could do in free time was rest from physical exhaustion. So yeah, I think if somebody listening to this kind of felt similar to the story and agree that gaming is different now, and also had to some extent gaming addiction because simply in the past the games were so good, let me know, guys.